Mass shootings happen almost every day. One happened in our backyard just a few months ago. Lives are lost, communities are changed, and the media tells every person about it. Even if mass shootings happen every day, is there anything that causes it? Is there any connections between the last shooting to the first? The one link that has been there all these years, covering every shooting, every heartbreak, is the media. Now that the connection has been realized, we must ask, how does the media affect society as a whole with their coverage of mass shootings? In order to get these answers we need for this question, we must dive into the three main points as supported by research. The first point, society trusts everything the media says/prints to be true. In the article, Perceived Media Influence, Mental Illness, and Responses to News Coverage of a Mass Shooting, written by professors from Georgia State University, West Virginia University, and the University of Maryland, the authors make a point that society trusts everything the media prints. Quote, much research has shown that people tend to perceive media, especially messages presumed to have undesirable effects, as having a stronger impact on others than on themselves. End quote. The most important point the author makes is the fact that the media prints that the shooter had a mental illness. They think everyone who has a mental illness is capable of a mass shooting. People have learned to trust one another less. The authors also point out that those who do struggle with a mental illness or anger issues are given a motive or idea of a shooting due to the amount of information released by the media. The second point, the media's coverage of mass shootings affects the youth. In the article, The Dilemmas of Covering Youth Violence, the author focuses on events and media coverage surrounding the Heritage High School and Georgia shootings. The authors also look at how the media should cover threats. Quote, it is not clear that the media reports of violence carry the same impact on children that Hollywood violence does, says Mr. Murray. With news, youngsters are aware that there's really happening, that there is a real consequence to the violence. End quote. One of the most important points that the author makes is that the names of minors are being released. Minors are being interviewed without their parents. To teens, being on TV or being the center of attention is what they want. So the media will make them the center of attention if they contribute to such act of violence. The third point, the media gives too much information surrounding mass shootings and violence. In the article, On Media and Massacres by Lynn Bender, the author talks about the media coverage surrounding the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shooting. The author expresses her concern for the amount of information the media releases and how there could be a future copycat situation. Quote, media and lone protagonists who commit every public mass murder have traits in common. They seek to dramatize, enthrall, send a message, tell a story, and to rise above the pack. Selling the news can cross the line that separates reporting and informing with the intent to seduce and shock. End quote. Bender goes on to explain specific lines that the media crossed in this event, such as printing quotes from statements the witnesses gave. Therefore, the media did not go on to explain what was going on with the witnesses, so they were quoted out of text. Now that the main points are set up and explained, I will wrap up all the information into my final paper. In my final paper, I plan to follow the three main points as stated above, and possibly add a fourth if need be. I hope to develop the paper enough so that the audience will be able to see the clear lines that the media needs to stay behind when it comes to mass shootings, and establish a clear mindset on how much the media affects these events. Overall, I want the audience to be able to answer, how does the media affect society as a whole with their coverage of mass shootings, with the knowledge I just provided? Thank you.